Hello, hello. Thank you for the thumbs up. Hello, Shepherd's Treehouse. How you doing? Oh, I am blessed also. Great, great, great. Another day. Let's see. Hey, Davin. How you doing? Yeah, see, you had a live a little while ago. Guess it was a little while ago. I seen it a little while ago. Thought I'd come on here and do my reading. Yeah, I guess we all have them. Yeah, we all have the moments. You just can't be at peace. People won't let you alone sometimes. Read. What my channel is about, I do about three different contents. I do workout, have workout videos. I also do it's called Decops After Dark, and we just get on and subscribers come in and we just talk about whatever. And then the third thing I do is this reading. I help with insomnia, yeah, because I be up that time of morning. Yeah, but, and the book that I'm talking about reading, it's a book that has 26 stories of women that have their not breast cancer, ovarian cancer survivors. The book is called Torch. It's called Torch, Still Burning. And the other one is called Torch, Tales of Remarkable Courage and Hope. All of these women, ovarian cancer survivors, Actually, all of them didn't survive. Some of them did pass away. Thank you, Daddy. Yeah, some of them did pass away. But I give tell the symptoms of ovarian cancer. There's quite a few of them. Also, I tell the 2 tests. They're okay. Yeah, definitely. She can look at the replays because I have quite a few replays of the stories that I read, and they give you the 2 tests. One of the tests is for ovarian cancer. It's a blood test, but you have to force doctors to give that test to you unless you go in and you are showing a lot of the symptoms and they know. But most ovarian cancer patients are misdiagnosed. And being misdiagnosed for 3 to 6 months is the difference between life and death. And difference between stage 1 and stage 3 or 4, which is advanced ovarian cancer. And the other test is for breast cancer. And it's called BRAC, B-R-A-C. I think they got a BRAC 1 and maybe 2. And the one for ovarian cancer is CA 125. It's a blood test also. My dog. I'm gonna have to go shut him up. I think I'm gonna go on and get started. Close my door. Okay. Here I go. Oops. The light's bright in here. I guess I'm gonna go on and start. Okay. All right. This first is what I'm reading is an introduction. It's once upon a time she would begin, and then you'd hear a story. In the early years, these stories were about magical creatures, kings, queens, and castles. They had happy endings. As you grew up, the stories changed. Instead of being about made up people and places, they began to be real. They began to be about you. You became a character, and the story became your life. It was about your adventures, challenges, circumstances, important people, and places. Somewhere along the way, we stopped telling stories at all. Life happened and circumstances changed. Remember and reliving experiences may have become painful. All too often, there were no happy endings. It may have become safer not to open up, not to invite others into the story of your life. But there is healing powers in stories, in telling them and in hearing them. Our great grandmothers and grandmothers knew something valuable. They knew that they had to gather together. They often gathered around the quilting table, bringing what they had in their quilting bags, often just scraps. They laid them on the table as an offering for the whole. As they wove their straps into a beautiful quilt, they did more than just sew. They talked and shared and invited one another into their stories. In the end, they wound up with something that would not only keep them warm, they wound up with much more warmth from knowing one another through the telling of their stories. The real work of these quilting bees was the power of intimacy and relationship through the patchworking of offering resources, telling tales, and investing time and energy for the common good. In today's culture, women play many roles, serving many people. Often, the first thing to go is their time with other women. Research proves benefits of a support group. It is it can be young mothers getting together to encourage and build confidence. It can be women getting together to talk about personal issues in their lives. Meeting with others can inspire us to make necessary changes. The Baylor Ovarian Cancer Support Group is a safe place where we can sit, breathe, talk, listen, hug, and be hugged. We have found that telling our stories has resulted in intimate relationships that we would not trade. We are profoundly grateful for one another. Our hope is that by reading our stories, you will have your hope stirred and your courage stiffened. One of the best definitions of intimacy is intimacy. We warmly welcome you to see into us. We'd like to share an email we received from a member who had just been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and was devastated. She came from a neighborhood city to attend our luncheon and got a copy of our book. She started attending meetings. Here is what she wrote. Fix that. I just realized that when I stepped into Baylor for the luncheon 6 months ago, I sat down and all of a sudden a blonde woman who was very loud and full of life told me to have hope and to dream. Let's see. Okay, I just now realized how far I have come in these 6 months with the help of you women. You are now my friends and I love you. You have made such a huge impact in my life. You are so important to me. There are times I had doubts I would make it. She went on to start a support group in her own city. In an acknowledgement of the warmth provided by our group's patchwork, she made a quilt just like our foremothers. Each square has on it the title and author's name of a story from our group's first book, Torch, Tales of Remarkable Courage and Hope. 7 of these trailblazing writers are no longer with us in body, but will forever remain in spirit. That quilt is a reminder of how our meetings and the sharing of our stories have quilted us together. As you read this book, we will hope that you will be warmed and encouraged in your journey, as the torch has been passed within our group from book 1 to book 2. We now pass it to you. Right. I want to see what other one's going to be. All right. This one is called In the Secret Place. Hi, my name is Sherry Rowell. I am 54 years old. I am married to Bill, quite possibly the most precious person on the planet. We have been married for 17 years. I work alongside Bill in our family owned business. I am telling my story in the form of a journal. Things happened so fast for me. It was not a question of waiting weeks or months. It was a day to day to day to day. June 14th, 2007. This is the day our lives would change forever. At 11:30 a.m., my gynecologist called me to come in for blood work and a sonogram of my ovaries. What was going on here? Why would she want to do that? It was just this morning at 9 a.m. that she broke the news to me about the breast cancer, a high grade infiltrating ductal carcinoma. Why did she want me to come in for other tests? I did go in for blood work and a sonogram. She was right. My ovaries looked ugly, according to my doctor. They were irregular shaped with sacs of fluid around them. The CA-125 blood test was very elevated. The next thing I knew, she had called in her assistant to get on the phone and book appointments for me with a oncologist. A what? An oncologist. What in the world? It was just a week earlier that I had biopsies of my breasts, and now I had to go see a oncologist. June 20, 2007. Today we had appointments with the breast cancer doctor at one hospital and the oncologist at another. Miraculously, the two appointments were on the same day. Uh, Everything was rushing so fast. They both told me all about the two cancers, breast and ovarian. They told me what was going on in my body. I felt numb, to say the least. There we sat, my husband and I, listening but not hearing. I tried to make sense out of what was being said, but it seemed that the doctor's words were like pieces of a puzzle that were being spit out and then falling to the floor. There I was on my hands and knees before the doctors and God and everyone else, trying to pick up the pieces and put them together to form something that made sense. But none of the pieces fit. Nothing made sense. Wow, God, what more? But as I screamed out to God, what is going on? I suddenly felt peace in the midst of this terrible dilemma. It was as if I had punched through the clouds to another dimension. Hey, Love Blake, would you tell her I won't be able to do anything until I finish, because I can't do it on my phone. It won't let me do nothing on my phone. Let's see. I suddenly felt peace in the midst of a terrible dilemma. It was as if I had punched through the clouds to another dimension. All the panic was gone, and I was suddenly consumed with peace, pure peace. There was a calming that came to me about all this that I could only try to relate to those around me. Everything was moving so fast. I could hardly get a breath, it seemed. Maybe this was for the best. I didn't have time to really dwell on anything negative. Pastors, family, and friends were all called. I was put on more prayer lists across this country than you could shake a stick at. It really felt great to know that so many people cared. So many prayers were going up to blast the heavens on my behalf. What a blessing. June 21st, the oncologist, Dr. Matthews, and the breast doctor, Dr. Ladley, scheduled tests for me so that all bases were covered. The two doctors worked together to get the cancer out of my body. We drove back down to the hospital for tests, including more blood work and an MRI. Then I had to see the breast doctor, June 22nd, back to the medical center for a bone scan, CT scans, and more blood work ordered by the oncologist at Baylor. When we finished with the test at Medical City that afternoon, we drove to see my daughter in Baton Rouge for the weekend. Oh yes, and God had prearranged a meeting for me at a friend's church in that area. I had talked with him months earlier about this meeting and had forgotten about this revival at his brother's church until we were driving to Baton Rouge. I looked at the notes on my calendar, and there it was, June 23rd. We made a point to go by and see our friend at his brother's church. After the service, several pastors and teachers prayed for Bill and anointed me with oil and prayed over me according to James 5:14. I know this is a God-ordained visit. God knew what was coming my way when I talked to Reverend Mike 4 months earlier, June 24th. On Sunday, I drove back to Dallas. The breast doctor, Dr. Ladley, called me. She was on a short vacation. Imagine that, calling from her vacation to go over the test results. It was humbling for me to realize how much these doctors care about what I am going through. She told me to call the oncologist first thing Monday morning. My breast doctor had already touched bases with my oncologist on the MRI and the CT scan. June 25th, Bill, my precious husband, had a doctor's appointment for his sore shoulder. It turned out that this visit was another mini miracle in our lives. My husband doctor spent over an hour talking with him about cancer and God and the journey that we were on together. My husband's doctor had his own battle with cancer, so he knew exactly how to talk to Bill. He ministered to my precious husband so wonderfully. I know it was God. What a help the doctor was that day. Then we were off to pick up records from one hospital to take to the other hospital before surgery. I was to have no food today because abdominal surgery was tomorrow with Dr. Matthews. June 26th. Although Tuesday was Dr. Matthews' usual day off, she was so concerned about me that surgery was scheduled anyway. I asked her why she would come in to do surgery on her day off, and she said, I know that when someone finds out that she has cancer, she wants it gone today, not 2 weeks from now. I was amazed at her concern. My surgery was the first thing in the morning. Bill and I were joined at the hospital by our pastor and his wife and a few friends. I only allowed one person back in the operating room area, so Bill was with me. Then, when Dr. Matthews came in, she asked if we wanted to pray, and we said yes. And my pastor and wife are here. She told Bill to go get them and bring them in. Then she told me that she had the best team she could ask for in the operating room. Dr. Mike Ramsey, a world-renowned anesthesiologist, was on the team. Dr. Matthews said could not have put together a better team if she had tried. That made me happy. So she stopped and took a moment to pray with our pastor and Bill and me. Another God moment. I knew my God was in this with me. My sister and I had talked before I went to the hospital for surgery that day. She told me that Psalms 91 and 1 mentions the secret place of the Most High, and that it is a real place, and to ask God to take me there during this ordeal. So that was what I did. I asked God to take me there during the surgeries. I really believe He did take me there because I was told that when I was coming out of the recovery room, I raised my hands and was saying, "Praise God, praise God, praise God." June 27th, on the day after surgery, I don't remember much. Bill told me Dr. Matthews would not be in because she was scheduled to start a vacation. I would be seeing one of her associates. I did see one of her associates, but then just a little while later, Dr. Matthews came in. What a blessing that I have a doctor who cares so much. As I said before, it is just remarkable to me. She was so very busy and going on vacation, and yet here she comes to see me. I am blessed with a doctor like her. June 28th, I was told that it was confirmed. I do have ovarian cancer. I was released to go home to recover a little before the next surgery. July 8th, I was singing today at church two of my favorite songs, God of the Mountain and Wonderful Merciful Savior. Can you believe it? I am singing. What a marvelous service this day at church. And I felt pretty good. July 13th, just 2 weeks later, I had more surgery for the breast cancer. I was having double lumpectomies. I asked God to take me back to the secret place. That seemed to be my hiding place now. The anesthesiologist told my husband, Bill, that when he wake me up after surgery, my eyes popped open, my hands shot up in the air, and again I was saying, praise God. Then I went home to recover a bit more before chemo. I told you things were moving fast. July 18th, I started chemotherapy today. This journey was not slow. I was given, hey Shay, how you doing? The journey was not slow. I was given a cocktail of carboplatin and Gemzar. I was told that my long red hair would not all fall out, maybe only thin a little. That was wonderful news. July 18, 2007 through February 2008, I went through all my chemo treatment. I will spare you all the details. Chemo is a challenge, to say the least, but I am through with it now. Yeah, I get to rest. No more chemotherapy. Well, I get to rest a little. April 8th, 2008. Excuse me. I was scheduled for a double mastectomy today. Another doctor, Dr. Hodges, a plastic surgeon, joined Dr. Ladley in surgery to start the reconstruction process. Dr. Hodges surgically implanted expanders to start stretching the skin in preparation for the reconstruction. April 11th, I got to go home. I plan to start exercises in 2 weeks for my arm. May the 1st through August the 1st. Bill and I decided that we would try to rest and take advantage of what time we have before the next surgery scheduled for August the 8th. We took a couple of trips, one to the beach and one to the mountains. It was great to see God's beauty again and enjoy the fresh air. Food tasted good again. August 8th, 2008, Dr. Hodges did a reconstruction surgery. I went back to the secret place of the Most High. I came home that evening. Now, finally, all surgeries were over and chemotherapy was completed. I did get to take a break now. January 2009, at the time of this writing, 19 months have come and gone since I was diagnosed. I am now doing fine and feeling good. There have been only a few bumps in the road here and there. God has blessed us with so many miracles on this journey. We have documented them all, but there are far too many to put in this piece. Bill and I thank God every new day and for all our precious family and friends who offered themselves to us as we traveled this road. They came and stayed with me and helped me with whatever I needed help with. They brought us food, love, and more love. They brought clothes and pajamas for me to wear after my surgery that could be put on and taken off without effort. I couldn't raise my arms for a while. Friends and family were so much support for us. I was given things that I will treasure for a long time to come. Things like a prayer shawl made by praying women. Made by praying women in my church, and emails that I printed and kept in a box that was originally full of things to help me through my chemotherapy. Bill and I have never felt so loved. I want you who are reading this piece to know that I did not tell my story to bring any credit to myself. I wrote it to give God praise for his mercy, love, and grace that helped my husband and me through this journey. I wrote it to give thanks to my doctors for all the unselfish and sacrificial care that they have given to me. My husband and I have been so blessed by them. I feel that they are God's hands here on earth. I wrote this story to encourage any woman who may have to walk this same path. My only hope in all this is that I can somehow be a testimony to those women and to everyone whom I come in contact with of the faithfulness of God, the love of God, and the grace of God. If I can do that, then all of this will have been worth it. I am ready for the future and whatever the future brings. I have set my sights on Jesus because he is the author and the finisher of my faith. God tells me in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." All I can do is to simply trust in his love and continue to dwell in the secret place of the Most High. And this story was by Sherry Royal. Any questions, comments? Let's see. Okay. Have you had your appointment yet? Shay? Or not yet? Or maybe not your appointment, but the appointment today. Okay. All right. Went well? Or you don't know yet? Trying to find a good one. Don't know yet. Okay. Trying to find a group. Okay. This is called a new lease on life. From the end of September to December 12th, 2008, I spent most of my time in bed and unable to eat. My digestive system was in shutdown mode. Okay. I could eat only about a half a cup of food at a time. Drinking liquids was challenging. I stayed dehydrated. My doctor told me that if that this was the nature of ovarian cancer. I was languished. My progress was downhill only. My family and friends hovered me around me and with worried looks. I required constant care by my loved ones. During the weeks and months previous to this, I had been energetic and filled with vitality. I walked. Good night. He done made me lose my space. Okay. I had been energetic and filled with vitality. I walked 40 minutes a day. My work was very satisfying and began to go in a direction I had worked to develop a number of years. My work and play were very satisfying. I had regular monthly contact with a number of friends, so I was seeing people weekly and making new friends. Being a gardener, I had projects going in the yard. I had been eating a healthy diet and reducing my cholesterol that way. Everything in my world seemed balanced and productive. Suddenly, all of this changed, and it happened during the course of one Sunday afternoon. I had been originally diagnosed with ovarian cancer at stage 2B in May 2004. My regular doctor found a suspicious swelling in the pelvic during a routine physical. She sent me for a ultrasound, and the gynecologist told me I had an ovarian cyst in each ovary. She explained that it could be benign or malignant. The only way to know would be with surgical removal of the cyst. I finally decided to have the surgery. She initially removed the cyst, leaving parts of the ovaries intact, believing they were benign. A week later, she called me back to explain that the lab report indicated I had ovarian cancer. I was very concerned because the pelvic cavity had now been exposed to cancer cells from the initial surgery. A month later, I received a complete hysterectomy and staging from a oncologist. He recommended chemotherapy, even though my stage was early because of the degree of the differential cell type. My response to surgery and chemotherapy was very good. I stayed in remission for 3.5 years. I worked through my chemotherapy and had very few side effects. I made some changes in my life that resulted in a less taxing and more supportive lifestyle. There were some stresses in 2006 that required more changes in lifestyle. I experienced some depression and was treated for that. In learning more about cancer in remission, I believe both the positive changing and the stressful changes were contributing factors to both my remission and recurrences. Today, I am cautious about situations that lack a supportive and nurturing influence. Then in October 2007, my CA 125 went up, and my doctor treated me again with Gemzar and carboplatin chemotherapy. Less than a year later, I developed a bowel obstruction that had me in bed, that had me in bed and not eating. I was hospitalized twice that fall and became so weak I collapsed on December 12th while climbing the stairs at home. All those months, I was totally preoccupied with dying. I planned my funeral and made lists of things to give to my family members. I constantly thought about my parents, who have both died. This continued until I began the path to recovery that followed December the 12th. I know now one thing. If you are obsessed with dying, you probably are dying, and it's time to do something different. My daughter, Amy, saved my life that day by insisting I come up to Dallas and enter Baylor University Medical Center. Once I agreed to make the trip from Austin to Dallas, it took her an hour to find the new doctor and request a transfer of my medical records. I entered the emergency room that night and was admitted the next morning. I knew I needed something more than other than my doctor had been giving me. I had been planning to go to the Cancer Treatment Centers of America and integrative medicine program in Oklahoma. They use both traditional and alternative medical interventions to care for their cancer patients. However, to my great delight, my new doctor, Carolyn Matthews, had just completed a 2-year program in integrative medicine with Dr. Andrew Will. She ordered physical therapy, which consisted of energy body work, meditation, visualization, and aromatherapy. She made nutritional recommendations when I communicated them to dietary services. They made changes in the food I was served, including the fish and fresh vegetables and fruits I requested. Dr. Matthews asked me what I have in my life that I wanted to live for and return to doing. I told her about my work as a counselor with mothers and babies. I felt my enthusiasm for it and the life force energy that fuels it swirled in me as I talked. She beamed in acceptance and understanding of my passion for my work. I also spoke about my 7 grandchildren and my desire to support them in their journey to grow up. Dr. Matthews' treatment plan was immediate surgery for the bowel obstruction, along with chemotherapy. My surgeon, Dr. Chad Tapp, was also a bright, healthy uh, doctor who showed me the same kind of respect I was receiving from Dr. Matthews. This really felt like a team effort, and I felt like a dynamic member of the team. After the surgery, I was able to start eating again. It took a while to regain my appetite. My body had grown cautious of food after the ordeal it had experienced. It was actually a month after surgery before I could eat an entire meal. During that early recovery, my son and daughter took care of me. They prepared food and brought them to me. They cared for me as though I was their baby. I was so impressed by their devotion to me and their dedication to supporting my recovery. There were many others, families and friends, who took care of me as well. Someone was constantly with me. I was surprised by my ability to let and receive their care. It just made sense to do it, though, and willingness was so encouraging. They held me, they held for me the strength my body lacked in the actions of caring and nurturing. Together, Dr. Matthews and I chose to use the carboplatin and Toxel chemotherapy that had originally put me in remission for 3.5 years. I had my first chemo treatment on January 8th, and by January 28th, when I went for my second chemo treatment, the tumor she had me covered the whole pelvic floor, could not be felt at all. I could hardly believe my ears. As she smiled at me, I realized my situation had turned around. I felt hope again for the first time in 4 months. My body and I have conversation. Sometimes it asks me what is going on. We have never experienced such exhaustion and depletion. My usual energy level is very high. Don't get it in the camera. Okay. Good night. Wisconsin women. Okay, let me see where I'm. He done just. Let me. Okay. Someone was constantly with me. I was surprised by my ability to let go. I think I went there already. Okay. As she smiled at me, I realized my situation had turned around. I felt hope again for the first time in 4 months. My body and I have conversations. Sometimes it asks me what is going on. We have never experienced such exhaustion and completion and depletion. My usual energy level is very high. This has been frightening and required quite an adjustment, both physically and emotionally. My body and I now recognize that we both must be open to the idea of a different life. My recovery has been slow. I have plateaued that can be discouraging. I have become more accustomed to them and more accepting. My brother, who has had a miraculous and challenging recovery from esophagus cancer, is my inspiration and support. In his 8 years of remission, he has learned so much about the emotions that accompany cancer. When I get stuck and notice my mind going round and round on some fear or dilemma, I talk to him. He reminds me to accept my current experience and work with it. My strength is coming back slowly, and my mood is more and more one of acceptance and gratitude. I still recognize the two paths I have followed, one to life and recovery, and one to death and letting go. I honor both paths and recognize equal value. Of course, I gravitate toward life and recovery, but I don't close my eyes to the other path. I also realize how quickly and unexpectedly I can be called upon to embrace it. I know that I'm not on it today, and I am joyful about that. I realize more and more that it takes great wisdom and willingness to fully embrace the path of death and letting go. I know I still have a lot of spiritual growing to do. I hope my recent experiences have helped me to prepare for that time. This is by Lynn. All right. No questions? No questions? So how does everybody do it? Just don't have any questions. Oh, I can put this up. Wait. Okay. Okay. You got too many people. So what's been going on? Be quiet. Got to try Well, oh, did I come? I think I came on early, I think, but I wanted to make sure I get to get my reading done for the people that like to hear my book reading. So how you been doing, Shay? To go to sleep. It's been a long day. Yeah, I know. I didn't get much sleep last night myself. I probably end up going to sleep early too. Probably. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I enjoy reading them. Ain't nothing wrong with getting some knowledge, especially if it may help you out or help somebody else out. Because you can take it and you can pass it on to somebody else. So just like a lot of the stuff I didn't know, I had no clue. Mm-mm. But to me, that's all that matters. I mean, they can take it and somebody else get saved and not be misdiagnosed. Check breast cancer. Oh, okay. She had it for a while. Yep, because quite a few people didn't know. I didn't know any of that stuff until having to deal with it with my wife and reading the book and actually hearing the stories from those ladies in real life. Because I knew most of them from going to the support groups. Yep, every time I read their story, I think about them because, like I said, I knew them in real life. What? Get the pillow off of my bed. A little worse than Chinese. What? Do what? Hold on a minute. got pillows in your mama's room. Where's the pillow in your mama's room? Well, you better try to find this. Stop taking mine. Lord have mercy. Yeah. But the thing to just watch lose much weight. Yeah, it that's a hard thing. Because they definitely, like my wife, I think she lost 80 pounds. Just like, I think it was in some couple months or so. Has her so see. Oh yeah, the chemo it does to most people. Now my wife she didn't get sick from her chemo. But like every time we come from chemo, she would have to lay down, and she probably would sleep the whole day, and then the next day she would be fine. But a lot of the women that did take chemo, they talked about how sick they were. Sometimes they would have that nausea. That's why they would have to get that medication. And I think that nausea medication is expensive. It's like, what kind of nausea medication is that? And then they drop drop that weight so, I mean, just quick, and they just look. Because my wife, she had. She had a head full of hair, and it's always once they start chemo, after 2 weeks, they will lose. No, after the second treatment, they will lose their hair, and that's why a lot of people just go ahead and when they see that it's coming out in clumps, they just go ahead and get somebody to shave their head or go to the barber shop and get them to cut it. That's happening now, yeah. But it's the weight loss. It's just like, that's why I always say, we always been complaining about wanting to lose weight, but we don't want to lose the weight like that. Mm-mm. Hold on 1 minute. Yeah. A minute. Okay. All right. You don't know how to help. No, you really don't. Yeah, it's nothing you can do. Just see them in pain, nauseated, and just dropping that weight like that. My wife, when she lost her weight, she was thick, she was 5'8", so she was taller than me. I mean, and she was pushing. But them she lost their 80 pounds just like that. Uh-oh. It's okay. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I know. It's hard. It is definitely hard. I haven't gone through it But I've gone through it with my wife. Yeah, yeah. The I think you give you my email address, Shay. It's, it's simple. I ain't got nobody here that write it down. Oh, do you? Mm. Well, I hope that they caught him in time. Yep, Perkett. It, that's what I always think when women have it. Maybe in one breast. I know they don't want to, have their breast removed, but it's better safe than the blood work. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't take them that long to get the blood test too. And maybe, hopefully, I pray that that they, they was found in time where they can just remove them. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. She got it from taking hot flashes. Oh yeah, they when I start going through the changes, um doctor I kept telling the doctor about the hot flashes, and she wanted she actually wrote me a prescription for the what was it, estrogen. I think so. I think that's what it is. I think you can tell I don't use it. Um, but I I I had heard something like that. I don't know if it's from the estrogen, though, because they give you she gave me the patches. When I heard that, I was like, no, baby, I can deal with these hot flashes. Yes, that's what it is. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't use it. I got so many of them, boxes after boxes. I put the thing on like once or twice, and I was just saying, why can't this thing? How do other women get this thing to stay on? Because mine would never stay on, and it says it's supposed to last a week. And when that thing would not stay on, something told me don't use them. And I got a stack of them, boxes of them. I said, no, you know what? I'm gonna have to deal with these hot flashes. Yeah, I can deal with the hot flashes, but I'm not finna jeopardize my life, dude. And they gonna stay right up under there in the box. So no, but they want to do a full hysterectomy. Let them, let them take it. It's best. You have kids already? I think did you tell me you have kids? You know. Oh, you don't have kids yet. Oh, sorry to hear that. Hmm. But it's you know, that's your life. Okay. Yeah. Yep. You just have to let them take it. Make sure they get everything because you don't want to. And I know you heard some of the stories in there. But they're like, yes, we do. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. Yeah. There's some of them women in there talking about they took one or they took parts of my ovary. And then next thing you know, they come back 6 months and it's back from those ovaries. They thought that they didn't need to take the whole thing. I'll be like this, take it. Ain't no thinking about take it. Clean it up, clean it out. And then, you know, they'll probably have you doing some chemo to kill anything else that they may have not been able to get. But that's okay. At least hopefully they caught it in time. Came in one breath. Or it came in one breath. Do she want both? Or she gonna keep the one that's good? Or she gonna let them take both? They came back in the, oh no. Yeah, I would have said, take them. Take both of them. I don't want to come back here and have no surgery. Done at the age of 39. Wow. That's young. Man. It sort of seemed like it. Hey, Miss Burnett, how you doing? It seemed like the medicines and stuff. They have advanced where more women are, uh, been able to continue to live, after having breast cancer. So yeah, it's sad, to lose your breath, but your breast, but it's better to live. Do what? Huh?
Love you.
Love you too. 6 months later. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I'm glad you had your appointment. Will you come in here so we can hear you beat? Gosh, tried to tell her, but she didn't want to get rid of both of them. And it seemed that they, not always, but some of the time, it'll come back in the other one. I'm happy that you went and got checked out. I hate it was the cyst, but hopefully they found it in time. But she didn't make it. She didn't get a chance to get the. Dang. That's what I said. It's always like they always want to schedule you for like 3 months later, um, 6 months later. That seems like it's too far apart. Schedule me for, you know, if you think anything, or you removed my ovaries or whatever. Don't tell me come back in 6 months. You know, it seems like 6 months. 6 months is the devil, because it's always like my wife was. Hey, Elvis, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for coming back. Yeah, 6 months is a long time. Even you hear in the books, they say 6 months is a long time to be misdiagnosed, or even to just wait around. Waiting. That's a long time. They don't play. That's good. That's good. Did they say when they'll be able to want to do the surgery? Don't let them wait around too long. Say, no, I need to get in there now. you need to you need to do this. So, let's come back. Oh, okay. Oh, that shouldn't be long. Yeah, you gonna get it done. Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. You hang in there. They ready? Good. And you tell them, say, I'm ready. I'm ready too. Get it all. Yeah, we definitely pray for it. That they take them cysts out. All right, Parquet, we will see you next time around. Appreciate you coming. Yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I was like, I sure hope it's not that. But I'm sure gonna be praying for you. Oh yeah, you'll be okay. Because it seems like it may be that they, you know, caught it in time. And I'm glad you went and got your appointment and went on up there and get it done. I'm trying to tell people, it's some people think. I mean, and I understand some people don't like to hear those stories. Well, no one likes to hear that there's this one disease that takes women out to they lose their life. But if it's going something that's going to help you, something that you didn't know, something you knew nothing about, or you didn't know what kind of pain you was having, and I'm sitting here reading books. Hey, I don't care how depressing it might be, or whether it's the Christmas holiday. That doesn't matter. It'll still save your life whether it's Christmas or not. So I should have been. Yeah, really. 11 of those somethings you had. Wow. Yeah. am. I'm happy that you came by and listened. Because we know how we are. We'll be like, I got some pain, but I'll just wait. And it may go away. And we know it's been there a month, but we still say, well, maybe it's just this or maybe just that. And yeah, that's how. Mm, mm, hmm. Did did they wonder how you figured something was wrong? Because usually, like with these, they be like lost. You know, all I know is I'm having this. Yeah, because I know with my wife, she was like, I'm not leaving here until y'all tell me what's wrong with me. And she'd go sit right in that waiting room with her legs crossed. She was like, y'all gonna tell me what's wrong with me. All this being secretive. Mm-mm. Yep. Mm. I'm just, I'm so happy that you found out. Oh, okay. You went to the counseling center. Oh, great. Lord, all I can say, thank you, Lord. Thank you, and he's gonna be there with you. You go to that secret place when it's time. Love you too. Go on out the way. Good night. Yeah, you go to that secret place. I love you too. Go away. That's it. Yep. Mm. I'm just kind of speechless. I'm just happy. I am happy you went. Yeah, those cancer treatment places. Yeah, they are good. A lot of people that goes, a lot of women that goes to those cancer treatment things, they always turn out with good results because they work for you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you you'll do good. You'll be okay. Yeah. Yes, I've been praying for you. You're going like, I wonder if she had an appointment. I know it was soon to go there. Oh, and she's doing good. Hey, Miss TR, how you doing? Yeah, glad. She's 10 years. See there? No, no problem, no problem. You just catch that replay. Look at the little mutt. Yeah. Wow. Yep. So, yes, you're gonna be okay with them. And that's the. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. They do. I know you've seen them on TV. Their advertisement. Man, their advertisements. You be like, oh yeah, that's if I ever, that's where I need to go. Hmm. Yep. Or you, you let me know when they uh, do your surgery. So, oh, but that's good. Absolutely. Yeah, that is good. A lot of, yes, you do, because I'm gonna be thinking about you. And I'm gonna be worried about you. But I know you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. See, treated, treated after cancer treatment of. Oh, in is it Philly? They do have one, don't you? Yeah, yeah. Those places they take care of you, and they got good um, survival rates. Yeah, you're good in Phoenix. Oh yeah, sure does. Hmm. Oh yeah, you're gonna be taking. They're gonna take care of you. I'm just glad that you got there. You got there in time and accepted. Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You, be, you just hang in there. I know it's, I can't even imagine what you have to deal with mentally every day, every night, all night, thinking about, leave that alone, um, thinking about this. But hang in there, be strong, because they're going to take care of you. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My wife told me that. Um, mentally, you have to be strong mentally. She told me. Because I was always telling her, I don't know how you do it. Because I've never seen her cry, never seen her sad, I don't know if she probably have cried, but she didn't show it to me. And that's why I took, you got to be mentally strong to hear that, to know that. And yeah, my hats go off to you. You hang in there. You're gonna be. Tell him go get his own cover. It was the mask chemo radiation. Yeah, yeah. My wife, she didn't have to have radiation. I know James Caldwell. He had radiation because he had cancer. Now I wish yours got caught while they was small. Just she had cyst. Slam that. Ooh, my, that's some daggone pain. When you told me about the pain was so bad, and I thought, wow, oh my God, no. Mm. Yeah, she was telling me she has a cyst on her ovaries. Mm. She just found out. Um, she heard my readings, and she told me one day, she was like, I have those symptoms, and I was thinking, no, no. I'm thinking, I'm just hoping it was just the the phantom symptoms that you can have when you read stuff. But she said, she was like, no, the pain is. I was like, well, yeah, you go get checked, go make your doctor's appointment and go, and tell them, give me this test, because some of the doctors, like your regular doctors, they be like, well, I don't think so. No, well, what make you think that? Or say some about, well, what? Well, I can't give you that test just for no reason. They do it. They say all of that to people, to women. And it's like, why won't you? You know your body better than anybody, even better than the doctor. You know what you're feeling like, and you know when something is not right with your body. With your horse. Hey, how you doing like with your horses? Yeah. You know. And they'll try to tell you, well, I didn't you have you've had your annual, we did your annual when? Annual don't do it. Pap smear do not detect ovarian cancer. For anybody that's listening and that say, oh, I had my exam, my pap smear. Pap smear don't do it. Will not detect ovarian cancer. Absolutely not. Don't believe it. Yep. The man, yeah. Ultrasound, sonogram, oh, blood test, that CA-125. If you know your body something is not right, don't let them tell you got indigestion or gas, because they will, and end up your life. Well, that is good, because I think just about all of those women in there was misdiagnosed. They have to go inside. Special blood test will tell also. Yeah. That blood test is the CA-125. Yeah. Simple as the little blood test. Can you just imagine all the women that have, just say the women in these two books have died because all of them ain't died, but a lot of them have, all because they didn't get a blood test, a test that could have saved their life if they would have known better. They didn't know. And you wonder about the doctors. How can y'all are doctors? You know that women have been misdiagnosed. So how can you still misdiagnose them? How can you not give that blood test? Hmm. I guess he think something when you were saying how bad your back was hurting. And you did say you had about 11 other symptoms. You said that, I was like, wait a minute. She said she have that many symptoms. Make an appointment. Better safe than sorry. And I'm so glad that you did. Yeah, that was it was 13. You had 11 of them. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Well, at least you will be able to pass your knowledge on to somebody else, and hopefully it'll save them and they can pass it on. Mm. It just makes you think about so many women that have just suffered, and them that lost their life behind it. Yeah, CAT scan, they do sonograms, ultrasound, them the one that pick it up. Hey, no problem. I am so happy that at least you know, they know you got the cyst. They ready to go. They ready to get you in there and do this surgery. Uh, I hate that. Yeah, knowledge is power. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm just glad you be able to get your surgery. I hate that you have to have the full hysterectomy and you haven't had any kids, but you, I I know you. It's your life is too important, you know. Mm-mm. No, no, no. Oh, okay. Wow. I know that's right. It's a kid, but that's good. That's good. I know. Tell the you ready, doc? I'm ready. Soon as your test come back. Oh yeah. Mm. That is all right. I, I feel better now. There's another woman that is waiting for an appointment. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I don't think hers is, if I'm not mistaken, too far away. I know that. I know that's right. I know that's right. Yeah, that's good. They call check on you. I'll probably be calling up there every day. Did you get them tests? I'm ready. Y'all ready? I am ready. Don't waste no time. Yeah, she's getting the whole hysterectomy, getting it all removed. But that's okay. It wasn't just close. Oh my. It was more than I'm okay. Oh, well, thank you, Lord. That's all right. Mm. How long did you have? Did you have to get chemo? How long did you have to take chemo after they removed August? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Yep, that is a wonderful thing. For 8 months. Oh my. 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Belly band or a girdle keeps things internally together. Okay, okay. Don't wait. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now she's ready, and the doctor's ready. They just waiting on her results, and she gonna be up there. Mm-hmm. Yep. About 2 weeks of healing time. I hope she don't have to take any chemo, but even if she do, I kept getting that. Yeah, that's right. I hope she don't have to, but if she do, you know, it'll be just in case, you know, she have any lost cells that they may not have gotten, but chemo will kill them like that. Yeah, Shay. Yeah. Yeah, she had her appointment. When, when she told me when she told me that when she came back and said she had to go cry and she told me they found 2 cysts, I just got chill bumps all through me. Oh yeah, yeah. I, I, I just had the smile on my face. I could see my wife. She probably hit me sick. See, you help somebody. hmm Yeah. But yes, you're gonna be taken care of. Those cancer treatment. Yes. Yes. She's gonna be all right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's easier for him to if you just got two cysts, they take it all out. You won't have to do much work. You won't have to do no worrying about that. How would you? Whew, I know you are. I know you are. You come out this surgery, you'll be good. Because all this mess that's going on is mess. It's not even, I'm not gonna say it's not real. It's real for some, especially that one person. It's real, but this is real life and death, and you found it in time. Oh yeah. hmm she is a warrior. My wife always said that. You gotta be a warrior. Yep, that's it. Yep. Surely go through a lot. Like them estrogen patches. Shoot. So you are definitely welcome. I'm so happy. When I get off here, I'll probably shout. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, I'm trying to contain myself. So the pain that you do you be in pain all the time, all day, or does it come and go? Your back pain. Stay high. Say hi, little ugly girl. Mm. Just just think in a little bit. You have to deal with some little pain from the surgery, but it probably won't be the pain. It'll be the difference in the pain. You'll be ready to get up and, and do a little two step when it's all taken care of. Shoot. Just have made my night. I came on and I didn't think I was gonna have anybody. So at one time it was like I looked up and it said 0 people in the chat. I kept right on reading. hmm But I knew there was somebody in the clouds, and I say that's okay. At least they hear me. hmm You okay? I sure would. Because on the other days I was like, I don't know, people. people may not come because all of this craziness that has happened. And then I just said, well, I've been telling y'all, I don't care if it's 0 people in the chat or 1. I'm gonna keep on reading. Or if it's just I can see that it's somebody in the clouds or the bushes, I'm gonna keep on reading. CBD, the right foods, and those helps you heal after. Okay. The CBD. Yeah. Because I was just reading that those stories I just read. That's what the lady was talking about, stress. Tylenol. Yeah. I'll get you. Try Tylenol 3s, Tylenol 4s. Yeah, that oxycodone. Well, you don't want to get hooked. Mm. Oh, it'll help you. You think it's gonna help you with that much pain? Well, yeah, we definitely gonna be praying for you every day, cause I want to know when you going in. I'm gonna be doing some praying for you, cause you're gonna get up and you're gonna be strutting. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Oh, yeah. Shay, you got my email address? I told you once you get up out that bed, you're gonna be strutting. It's dcop4life@gmail.com. Just like my profile name, dcop for life. The number 4, dcop for the number 4, life, gmail@gmail.com. Yeah. In case I don't see you or miss you, and they telling you, come on, we're ready. Hey, how you doing? Alrighty, Mal's Adventure. You're talking about the CBD? What? I got addicted to that after my kidneys so I was in the hospital so much. Oh, wow. Be there that long. I need to for a few weeks for sure. Yeah, okay, the oxycodone, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. I told them when I get off here, I'm gonna go in there and cut a step. On oxycodone. Yeah. Yeah. If you don't need it, you don't think you need it, don't get on it because you don't want to get hooked on that oxy. if you can, if you think you can take Tylenol forwards or whatever and deal with that pain, yeah, you do it that way. You don't want no added burden of being addicted to some crazy medication. That's right. Oh, yeah, that'll work for you. Yeah. Yeah, we are definitely gonna be praying for you. But I know you're good. I know you're gonna be good. hmm They're gonna get you taken care of. I'm just glad you went ahead and got it. Yeah. Yes, true. I am definitely excited when you told me about the two sisters. I was like, wow. But then I was thinking, okay, shit, they called them, insist on them, and they're gonna take. She gonna be okay. You gonna be good. And then when you said the cancer center, oh yeah, they care. They take care of people there. You be wondering like, well, what's the difference? How can these people, you know, compared to just regular doctors, but this don't matter. They can do it. Mm, you gonna be good. Yeah, yeah, that is. You gotta come. She said, I can imagine. I can imagine you will. Because with those cysts, I don't know if they on your ovary or what, but I can imagine uh, they causing some pain. So yeah, having them bad boys gone and the rest of it, you gonna be jumping up, doing that kick up, clapping your feet. Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine. As you say, you have the back pain that you have, as bad as you say them, yeah, you're gonna feel a whole hell of a lot better. hmm Indeed, indeed. hmm Yeah, this has been a classic chat tonight. This is what um, T.S. Madison say. This is one for the books. All right, language of horses. Yeah, we ain't gonna be getting off here. I just wanted to. I was. Some just told me, come on, read the book. If ain't nobody there, so be it. Somebody can watch it, replay it. But I was pushed somehow to come on. Oh, you have no, yeah, yeah, definitely would. Yeah, oh yeah, you gonna have that. You gonna have your energy back. Yes, indeed. Cause all that pain, you can't have no energy if you're in that much pain. And having cysts Told you gonna be up cutting the step. Yeah. I think I got you, language of horses. If not, I'm gonna check when I get off of here. And yeah, and you did get you got my email address. Yeah, cause and I'll tell them when they call you. They may call you in the morning and say it's time. Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, then I'll let you go. I'm glad you came on and let me know. I was feeling a little sad, and then I was like, oh no, you're gonna be good. Vitamin D and B12 for energy. Oh, okay, yeah, vitamin D and B12. Yeah, yeah, it ain't gonna keep you down long. You still young. You can, yeah, they ain't gonna hold you down. No problem, Shay. And we will see you and hope to hear. I'm going to pray that you get a phone call tomorrow. And they say we're ready. And you say, I'm ready too. Yes, indeed. All right, Shay. Take care of yourself. And I will see you next time. Okay. All right. Language. We will see you. We're going to get off of here. And so I can go and pray for Shay. All right. I appreciate everybody that showed up. I'm out of here.